Hey everybody, Dr. Giggles here from SFNEOnline. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what kind of safety would you guys like to see parks add after that coronavirus has ended. And what I mean by safety is, more hand washing stations, virtual flash passes, like kind of like what Disney does, things of that nature. I'm going to tell you ideas that I would like to see. And then I'd like to see what you guys would like to add, if anything, down in the comments down below. Because what I want to do is I want to email these things to some parks, whether it's Six Flags, Lake Compound, Cedar Fair Parks, whatever, just to kind of gauge to see what they plan on instituting when everything starts coming back online. Because we all know that people are going to be scared about going back. I mean, the hardcore people, the enthusiasts, they're going to be out in full force. They ain't going to care. Everything's going to go back to normal somewhat. Things are going to change, but for the most part, we'll be out in droves at a park near you. So before we dive into that, make sure that if you're new here, click the subscribe button. Make sure you click notifications, because we're going to be going live on a Grow Show every day. For the most part, 1 p.m. and Wednesday nights will be 7 p.m. Just so that way we can try to make sure that people that are working, that can't watch, can still watch live and participate, join in the conversation like we always do. So also, if you enjoy the video, please, by all means, share it. Helps us grow. And like I said, leave the comments down below. So let's jump into this. All right. So what is basically, we're going to make predictions. We don't know. We know nothing. All the parks are shut down. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, what they plan on doing, what they're going to institute, what they're not going to. So basically, this is kind of like what happens and what we like to see when the parks reopen when it comes to the coronavirus and stuff like that. We all know, we're not talking about ride safety. We're talking about people safety. Because let's face it, it's a concern of a lot of people. I'm not really too concerned that much. I'm not a scumbag, so I'm always washing my hands regardless of this. I've always been doing that. And I try not to touch certain surfaces of rides. Some you're going to have to. So, I'm going to give you my ideas. Maybe some procedures the parks can do. I don't know if it's feasible. I don't know. But first off, I think that they should have a bunch of hand washing stations that are cleaned and checked on a regular basis. I know a lot of parks, when it's busy and there's tons of people and it's hard to even keep the soda refilled, like for the freestyle machines, or they run out of ice, or they run out of certain food because it's just so busy and they can't keep up and they got to wait for more stuff to come back to their store or restaurant or wherever it is. So I feel that if they had, I don't know, a bunch, let's use the example of Six Flags New England, just to kind of give people an idea. For those that have been there, if not, it might not make sense to you, but let's just use that just so we're not all over the place. So say Six Flags New England, they go in and they decide, okay, we're going to put a bunch of hand washing stations. I would put one or two up by, in the, like Houdini area around there. Another couple by Goliath and the bumper cars and JB's. I'd put a bunch all around, like Flashback and Wicked Cyclone and Pandemonium and, and the kids, Looney Tunes and Kidsopolis. I would have them near Thunderbolt. I'd have them just about near every ride. Like right by the entrances of rides, maybe out in the middle of a midway, all over the park. I know it's an added expense, but let's be honest. That's going to be one concern about making sure everybody's washed. The bathroom's not going to be enough because people are going to flock to there, and then people, it's probably just better to add a bunch around. I think that's a fair assessment. Now, people are going to be like, well, what about the handrails? What about the restraints? The only thing I can do is, and I know it would be very costly, but what if they had like Clorox wipes and they quickly, wipe down all the, anything that the person can touch real quick. Like using Superman for example. I know it sounds crazy and it's probably overboard, probably not going to happen, so keep that in mind. But what if, they have two operators, one for each side. So before everybody gets out, wipe it down quick, get the people in, bam. I know it's going to add to wait times, but people are going to be like crazy, like scared about it. I don't know how fast they can do this, but I would move to a virtual queuing system, or similar to or maybe like the digital fast pass thing, through. And I know it's very costly because Disney did it. They spent billions of dollars to do it. I don't know if Six Flags can do that, but if they got like some type of similar, RFID, like a Magic Band or whatever they have on cruise ships and et cetera, et cetera. If they went towards something like that, I know it's a heavy investment, but I think as technology gets better and they get a better, better idea or understanding of it, you can do that. You can book it through your phone like Disney does, but just at that day and just bing, bing. That way you don't have to either A, wait in line and be around a bunch of scummy, stinky people, or two, you don't even have to worry about line, period, and walk around, get something to eat, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what's going to happen. These are a few of my suggestions. I don't know what you guys think, but let me know down in the comments down below. Let's continue the conversation. Let's gather a bunch of concerns, send them off to the parks, and see what happens. That's really I think all this is a worst case scenario because people are freaking out. I've talked to people like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if I want to go because, the main problem is this virus just proved to the world what a bunch of scumbags most of the human race is. Eating bats and not washing their hands after you take a dump or washing your hands ever. And you're just like, hey, touchy, touchy, touchy. Now you're sick. Ha, 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 ha. Nobody thought like that. Now this is the new concern. And I'm just like, I always wash my hands. I'm not worried. Hey, if I get it, I get it. I believe that I've already had it, in the past there. I don't know. I can't prove it one way or another. But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. What are your concerns about going to a park once they reopen? Do you wish more people would I think we all wish that everybody would shower and put on deodorant and not stank and also just not be scumbags and sneeze all over. I was driving yesterday and I watched somebody on the sidewalk do rocket snots and then flicking boogers everywhere, and I'm like, oh, and I'm just like, I don't know. But anyway, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your concerns are about going to the parks, and we'll continue that conversation. Till next time, everybody, keep on coasting, y'all. Peace.